what the weekend does is it gives you a wonderful framework from which to kind of just approach basic theology of marriage, but it's not like theology book knowledge. It's practical, like this is God's purpose, this is his plan, what gets in the way, what is our objective, how do we get out of the ruts, how do we get out of the arguments.
Hey, look out, it's Faith Talk today. I'm Rick Probst. Welcome to another amazing show. Great weekend, and we know that you could be listening or watching anybody else, but you've decided to watch us, and you picked a great day, because our guests today are two amazing folks, Tony and Venita Mitchell. I know it sounds like a radio team, right? Tony and Venita in the morning, but it's not. They are on the team at FamilyLife's Weekend to Remember, and there is a Weekend to Remember coming up, and they're going to be speaking there April the 26th through the 28th. Tony, Venita, is anybody else? First of all, welcome. How are you?
Thank you.
We're great. Thank you.
Anybody else say that you should be a morning team?
We have not heard that before, so you're the first.
Probably the last as well. Hey,
thanks, Rick.
Thanks for hanging with us. You know, we've been working with the folks at FamilyLife and Weekend to Remember for years. And let me ask you this first before I get into the particulars. How long have you guys been married?
Oh, 38.
Yes.
38 years.
38 years.
Yeah.
38 long or short years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say both.
Some years are very long, some years are very short.
That's funny. My wife and I have been married 41 years.
Wow.
A couple of years ago, she gave me an anniversary card that was actually, was it 1 year less? So it would have been like the 39th, but she gave me a 38. And I said, is there something I should know? Is there a year that you want to forget? What's up? But anyway, Weekend to Remember. It's been years, but she and I went in Peachtree City one year to Weekend to Remember. And it was pretty amazing. They downloaded a lot of stuff, a lot of practical stuff. And I'm sorry, I don't remember who the speakers were, but they were amazing. And a lot of folks there of different ages, of folks that have been married a short time, and then long timers like us now. So Weekend to Remember is not just for young folks, but it's for folks that have, or even folks that are struggling, but it's folks that have strong marriages, struggling marriages, young, old, whatever. What have you seen as being speakers for Weekend to Remember? Tell us some of the good things that you've seen over the years of folks just really getting it.
Oh, wow. Everything. I mean, any result that you could even possibly think of that you would want a couple to walk away with from a weekend has been experienced. So they come in. How do they usually come in? A lot of times, not everyone, but some couples come in and
we say you can see the heel marks on the carpet of people that have drugged their spouses in. We've had people that's been at the Weekend to Remember that's been married 6 hours. They had just gotten married on that Friday. And I think the longest couple has been 60 years they have been married. Yep. And we've had people that are anywhere from a tune-up. You know, they come every other year just to tune up their marriage, and some people come for an overhaul. It's just, this is the last effort, and everything in between, blended families. So it's a very, very mixed group of people, and it's wonderful. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I would say one situation that is not uncommon is where there may be divorce papers like right in the car, and it's like, okay, I'm going to come, but I have no intention of not signing these papers. And then on Sunday, it's a different story. Yeah. So that's not an uncommon situation and outcome.
Yeah. We've had people rip up divorce papers at the Weekend to Remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they are effective and have been for so long, not only in my own life, but I've talked to so many folks that have attended, and, just covering so many areas in a married life. A relationship is not one dimensional. There's so many facets or components to a marriage, and it seems like that you guys cover it all. And no doubt you're probably always in the know or reading or finding out, because the culture changes too, right? You
Yes.
mentioned, which I know blended families have been around for a long, long time, but you've got blended families of blended families of blended families. And so there's so many issues that are going on. How wise is that, right? 6 hours. Now that really stood out to me. Just think, if we would have showed up at a Weekend to Remember 6 hours after our wedding, how far ahead could we have been?
Yes. Amen. And
Yeah.
we feel the same way. When we first attended, we were probably 18 years into our marriage. And one of the first responses we had, and many of the people that are there have the same response: why do we not do this earlier? If we would have done it at 6 hours or 6 months or 6 years,
Right.
we would have avoided a lot of speed bumps or roadblocks or just pain.
Yeah. Yeah. I think family life, what the weekend does is it gives you a wonderful framework from which to kind of just approach basic theology of marriage, but it's not like theology book knowledge. It's practical, like this is God's purpose. This is his plan. What gets in the way? What is our objective? How do we get out of the ruts? How do we get out of the arguments? We just kind of give you tools, information, encouragement, stories, you name it. You're going to walk away and say, this has touched us. I think there's something that we can offer almost any person with almost any learning style, the way that we present the information. It's accessible to a lot of people that way. And what else would you say that's really great about it?
It's good because everybody's at a different place in their marriage. And sometimes people walk in no matter where they are, but also if you attended a long time ago, Rick, if you were to go to a weekend tomorrow, go to a Weekend to Remember, you're going to hear something different because you're at a different place in your marriage at 41 than if you were at 35.
Right.
So that's what's really dynamic about it, is the Spirit just feeds you different ways when you go, especially if there's different speakers that emphasize on different points. It's very dynamic.
Tony and Venita here, they're speakers for Family Life, and they're going to be speaking at Weekend to Remember, April 26th through the 28th. It's going to be at the Crowne Plaza Perimeter at the Ravinia, which is a beautiful place, isn't it? It's amazing place, and it's all weekend long. And I know a number of folks get to stay there, get their rooms, which that's what we did when we did Weekend to Remember. We stayed there in Peachtree City at I think it was the Conference Center, it was called at that time. But it's just really good. And also, I noticed this, that it's exclusively for our viewers and listeners. If you use the promo code SAVE100, you save $100 off the regular price of a couple's registration. So you can go to weekendremember.com and find out more about that. And I would strongly recommend, don't wait. You can say, well, I got, I'm washing my hair that weekend. What about another? I'm trimming my beard that weekend. I don't know. But do that. Make the choice, whether you're struggling or everything is good. And as Tony and Venita say, and the folks at Weekend Remember Family Life today, everybody can use a tune-up. Because you're right, Tony, we all change, don't we? I mean, I'm 63. I think, did they disappear? Ezra, did they disappear? No, there they are.
All right. Yeah.
That's that new technology you have there right in front of you. You disappear and then you appear. But I'm 63 now. I don't think like I did when I was 23, 33, 43, or 50.
Right.
So, wow, what a great thing to do. What have you seen over the years? I know you've seen folks get impacted by the what you communicate and your story and practical knowledge and spiritual knowledge. But tell us maybe a story, and obviously you don't use names, but tell us a story of how maybe somebody came to you afterward and it really touched your lives.
There's a lot of stories, and when people come up, a lot of times, especially some of the guys that would come up and speak to me, they say it's very common for them to say, I did not want to come. I did not want to be here. My wife dragged me here is typically a response. And they just say through tears, I am so glad I'm here. I did not know how powerful this weekend would be. And I've had guys come up that's not even able to express it. I remember one very tall gentleman. He was probably over 7 feet, and I'm at 6 feet. So he was much taller than me. And he comes up and he just looks at me and he doesn't say anything except thank you. Tears are pouring down his cheeks. I give him a hug, and that still speaks volumes. You know, when people can come to a weekend and the Spirit is moved in their heart in that way. And most people don't remember the speakers' names, just like you, Rick, you know, or don't. Sometimes they subscribe something to one speaker that the other speaker said. Yeah. So we know it's a movement of the Spirit. And that's what really, really touches us, is when you see how the Spirit has touched someone's heart. Yeah.
And depending upon the different talks that we have, because we hit all the subjects, you know, we hit communication, we hit forgiveness, we hit sex, we hit, you know, just the overall goal of what marriage is. And so depending upon what we're saying after a session, someone will come up to me, especially when we talk about how to fight and forgiveness. And they'll just the ladies will want hugs, because there'll just be a number of situations in their marriage where they're like, I need to forgive my husband, or I so much want forgiveness from my husband, and they want comfort and they want to know that things will be okay, and they're looking for hope. And so that's fairly common in every weekend, that people are looking to be comforted and to be given hope, and to say thank you for allowing us to see ourselves. Yeah. That we are not alone, because so many times this is really common. People are like, I thought it was only us. Yeah. I thought we only had these issues. I felt like we were not normal. I felt like something's wrong with us, and nothing's further from the truth. Yep. And they like that. Like,
absolutely. And thank you for saying it's a place of, I mean, obviously you're going to hear things that you need to correct, that you need to adjust, but it's not and may I say this, because, hey, let's face it, us guys, we're a little prideful. It's not a husband bashing.
Not at all.
I didn't feel like I was bashed at all. Yeah. And I think sometimes that's the fear of a husband or a man, is that, well, if I go there, I'll just hear more of what I'm hearing at home. I'm going to get bashed for whatever. That's not the case at a weekend to remember. So ladies, if your husband is dragging their feet and making marks on the carpet, like Tony and Venita said, just encourage them. It's not a husband bashing. Yeah. But it's definitely a place where the light is shone on us and where we are and where we need to be. And it is a great place. It's a safe place.
It is very safe
to be. Mm-hmm. Tony and Venita are going to be speaking at the Atlanta event, the Weekend to Remember from FamilyLife today. And I'll give you the details here. First of all, go to website, you go to faithtalkatlanta.com, but weekendtoremember.com. And the dates are the 26th through the 28th, Crowne Plaza Perimeter, Ravinia. I want to encourage you, don't just go one night, go as many all the days and all the hours, and check out all the sessions, because it'll do you good, and great resources too that you can get here. Yeah. So we're running out of time. I'd love to have you guys. We got to get your contact information. I'd love you to be regulars on the show. You're amazing folks. We enjoy you. Great guests. I just enjoy you. Some people enjoy so much. You guys are fun.
Well, we enjoy you.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't have said that, probably.
Oh, no, we'd love to come back. And yes, we just encourage people when you go to the website, search the Atlanta event, and we hope to see you there. Yeah. Let us know if you saw us on this website. If you go to the event or on the podcast.
Come up and say hi.
Absolutely. Tony and Venita are going to be there on the weekend of the 26th and the 28th of April, not March, but April. Sign up today, weekendtoremember.com. Love you guys. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. That's all the time we have. Hey, thanks for joining us. If you'd like to hear us again, you can on our podcast, faithtalkatlanta.com. Watch us again on YouTube or Facebook. And next week we'll have some more amazing Faith Talk today with some unbelievable guests. Have a great week. I'm Rick. See ya.